does not consist of the abundance of the things he possesses. And he told them this parable. So here is a man whose ground yielded plentifully. That might be the result of his labor. That might be long-awaited result. Maybe the result of his prayer. And here is such a sad outcome. So is he who lays up treasure for himself and does not reach the word God. Why is that so? For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also, says the same gospel, just a little further on. And this is what has happened to him. Because this is what can happen to everyone. The tragedy of human soul is that one should be always alert and attentive, to somehow be taught by the benefits of this life about the benefactor, and not let them become gods for us. Or, as the Apostle Paul teaches, such as to have as if not to have, to acquire as if not to acquire, or to be those who use this world as if they do not use, as though had no dealings with it. And the same apostle says, everything is permissible to me, but I will not be brought under the power of pain. So we Christians can use everything that is in this world: technology, medicine, science, crafts, finances, and others. But we should not identify ourselves with it. Do not put ourselves in subjection, in dependence on it. We must possess things, not things us. Things are for a person, not a person for things. And this simple and so much real life parable shakes us out of the false sense of security that possessions may give to us, reminding us of what is called the memory of death, because of its unexpected and sudden nature. In everything you do, remember your end, and you will never sin. It was said even in the Wisdom of Sirach, one of the Old Testament books. So let us note that in the Orthodox tradition, we speak not of the fear of death, but of the remembrance of death. And this is not accidental. The fear of death is a common, natural, and innate sensation for any person. But the remembrance of death is a Christian virtue. While the human instinct for the self-preservation of physical life is based on the natural fear of death, the remembrance of death awakens in us a self-preservation from spiritual death, from the eternal condition. Moreover, the remembrance of death is free from fear. St. John of the Ladder directly says, perfect sense of death is free from fear. Therefore, however paradoxical it may sound, one who has acquired the remembrance of death no longer fears death. Let us ponder this amazing patristic thought. Thus, the remembrance of death does not take away, but on the contrary, grants us a full sense of life. It is only through the remembrance of death that a person begins to re-evaluate his values and priorities, learns to rejoice in ordinary, simple things and feelings, and ceases to be a repository of malice and negativity. In general, he rejects the works of darkness and acquires the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Therefore, we could say that the main meaning of the parable of the rich fool we have heard today lies in the necessity of the remembrance of death, in its great value and even its indispensable requirement on the path of the Christian life. Let us know that the parable itself ends with these words. So is he who lays up treasure for himself and does not reach toward God. How can we understand this expression, to be rich toward God? This expression implies the acquisition of goodness. A person can do good, and it will be stored in that granary which can cross over with us to the other side after death. He who uses his wealth, harvest, knowledge, power, connections, and position to do good to others, he is rich toward God. And ultimately, figuratively speaking, he will come to God's judgment with hands full of good deeds. And he who possesses wealth, yet help no one, will come empty-handed. These are not just beautiful words. May we not find ourselves empty before God on the day of judgment. Rather, let us stand before the Lord with spiritual wealth, with virtues, with love, with a pure heart,